everybody, the Great Dino Ranger here again, back with another review. Going back into the Christmas schedule again, we're going to be taking a look at the Jurassic World Dominion Extreme Damage Coelurus. So this is a brand new Coelurus figure. It's kind of the same like the originals, but there are a few differences that make this one stand out from the other ones, and I can't wait to get into that during this review. So it's nice to get another Coelurus, and this one obviously being much different, so this is really cool altogether. And like I said, I'm just really excited to take a closer look at it. So here's a brief look at the packaging for the front, and then here's the back of the packaging. You know, it's the same standard extreme damage stuff that we've been seeing for a long time now. And then here's the render showing off the battle damage, and then the other dinosaurs such as the Velociraptor and the Dimetrodon. I have the Velociraptor, and I still have yet to do the Dimetrodon. But yeah, that's basically it for the packaging. Let's go ahead and take this figure out. Alrighty, so here we have the Extreme Damage Coelurus out of the box. As I stated before, this is a very nice Coelurus figure and definitely a huge upgrade from the originals. It just looks so much better and probably better proportions as well, which weren't as good in the other one, but they were fitting. They made the figure look pretty good for the way it was at the time. But this one is definitely a huge upgrade from the one that Mattel released before, and just the figure overall just looks really nice. Definitely a nice looking generic raptor-like theropod that can terrorize your humans through Jurassic Park or wherever you may be playing with these, or for a collector's point of view, you know, which is mainly what I do and mostly what this channel is based on. This will be looking good for picture taking and, you know, displaying these on the shelves, so it looks really nice. Taking a look at the head here, it's the same sculpt as the Coelurus that we've been getting before, at least the past two. So it looks really nice. I like the large little scale ridges there around the eye socket, and some large scales around the lips right here, very raptor-like, and some nice scales along the side of the jaw here, and some nice more subtle versions underneath. The skull looks nice as well, nicely sculpted, with some nice faded scales going on there. The nostrils are painted, or not painted, sculpted very nicely. Same with the other side, so very nice. The teeth are nicely sculpted. They're a little bit more rounder than I would have liked, but from afar they look good. They look like sharp teeth, but it's just when you look at everything up close, it's definitely much different. But everything else in there is very nicely sculpted for the most part. And the head, this is where we get into the differences. I believe these are actually feathers, because the other one, they're more laid against the skin, so they kind of laid against the neck there. So it looked like just larger scale ridges, but the way these kind of puff up lead me to believe that these were actually feathers. So these look really nice if that's what they are. Nice little feathers around the back of the head there. Either it's feathers or they're large scales or ridges or something, or quills poking through the back of the head there. And a nice little dewlap wrinkled skin texture for the bottom of the neck. I like that. And some nice scale work across the neck there. And here, moving on to the body, the arms are nicely sculpted with some nice muscle definition and some ridges on the fingers and some nice scales, which really remind me of snakes, the way they're applied and the way they just feel. Feels very nice. Some more muscle definition poking through there. Some nice scale work all throughout, even on the inside part where the action feature takes place. On the underside, there is no detail. It's a lot more of a smoother texture, so there isn't a lot of scale work going on here. You get a little bit of that folded skin going on here against the chest, but yeah, it's basically smooth throughout the entire underside of the dinosaur. And you get some more ridges on the back here with one row going along here, and then the main row in the back, which is not present in the original, which is a cool little touch or a new addition to this figure, or this dinosaur, I guess. And you get some nice scale work on the legs there, which feels really nice. Nice muscle definition and the movement of the leg. So very nice texture, skin, scale detail all throughout. And then the legs, it lacks the scale work. They kind of fade from here until there. But you got some nice ridges on the foot there, which look very nice. The bottom of the foot is nicely sculpted as well. And here at the back end here, you get some more scales which continue all the way to the tip of the tail. So this animal is decked out in scales, which is good because the originals were also very highly detailed in their sculpt work. But yeah, this thing just looks really good. You can see the little dew claw there. So yeah, the sculpt on this thing is very nice. I'm loving it. It's pretty much the same, but I like the addition of the more fluffy structure of the feathers going on here and some more ridges on the back there. That gives it a more unique look and a better look than the original, in my opinion. This coloring is very nice, very foresty, like it would blend into the forest floor in some forests or some mountainous environments, which matches that pretty well. I can see this thing just kind of prowling through the forest floor looking for something to eat, and they're just so skinny and stealthy. They're always hiding in bushes, so that's really cool. Basically what I picture a Coelurus to be doing. So yeah, the colors are very nice. You got a nice little light coloration there that goes from the jaw and a little bit down the neck. Like I said, for many other figures, would have been nice for it to continue all the way down, but it looks good for what it is. And the main figure is like this foresty, dark green color, and you get a little bit of this red coloration for the back of the head, a little bit on the face, and then from the legs, and it stripes down into the tail. So very nice contrast or blending with all these colors. It makes it look more like a completed figure with the paint all over the place instead of just the front half and not the back half. So it looks really nice. The eye is painted with a nice bright green with a black slit, so very raptor-like. This eye is painted well, except this one is slightly off course, but not too bad from afar. The teeth is nicely painted as well, though kind of sloppy in some areas, especially on the tongue and a little bit there, but it's nice. It has like that nice cream beige color, and then the mouth has like this pink fleshy mouth color, so it looks really good there. But yeah, the colors are very nice. Articulation wise, we got an articulated jaw, and then we got a neck joint that can make it go down like that, and go up, and it can swivel all the way around. Some nice movements in the neck there, some nice posing going on there. That was a cool pose. Very good for photography. And the arms here can move 360, and they can pivot in and out. So nice range there. And the legs can move basically 360 all the way around. So very nice movement there. And then you got the useless tail articulation, which I don't ever use. And then you got the scan code right there. And yeah, that's basically it for articulation. And very basic, but a very nicely, it's a nice type of articulation for these small species, and I think it works really well. Mattel doesn't disappoint with these smaller species. For the action feature, it's just the extreme damage, where you just push the button and it reveals its bloody insides by switching it off from it being scratched to not scratched. So here it is. So as you can see, it works really well. It looks very bloody looking, so I really like how Mattel does that. It just gives off that vision, or that look, that it literally is cut and it's bleeding right there. So very cool feature overall. I really like this feature with Mattel's dinosaurs. So yeah, very nice figure overall.
Alright, so for comparisons, here we have the extreme damage Coelurus compared to a Mattel human figure, such as the Hammond Collection Robert Muldoon. And they scale very nicely together. Not entirely accurate, because Coelurus in real life was a very small dinosaur, so this is not entirely accurate, but it makes for a good Jurassic Park size Coelurus, you know, just another generic raptor-sized carnivore that's swift and speedy, you know. But yeah, I think they scale fairly nicely next to each other. And then here is the extreme damage Coelurus compared to the other previous Coelurus figures released by Mattel. Here we got this Coelurus that was released during the, I think, the Primal Attack or the Dino Escape toy line, or possibly Camp Cretaceous, one of those two. And then we got the Dino Rivals version right here from 2019, and then we got the newer 2022 Dominion version. So you can definitely see a huge difference in these two figures, since these two are exactly the same, then this is the newer, different one, is obviously the size. The size is there's like a pretty big difference here. This one's obviously much bigger, and these ones are more tinier, which in scale next to a human fits just a little bit better, but you know, still not entirely accurate. But at least these ones do fit the scale much more, I guess, realistically than the extreme damage one. But yeah, you can see some of the differences. Like this one is definitely longer with a longer tail, but you know, it is larger, so if it were smaller, it could have had the exact same length as the others. The feathers on the back here are more puffed up, they're more sticking up, whereas these figures, they're more laying against the head, you know, hugging it, whereas this one is sticking up. Obviously the extreme damage features present on this one and not these. These are more of the basic figures. The pose is obviously very different. This one's more of like a crouching, sort of prowling position. These ones are just kind of generic standing positions. The arms are in different positions as well. Now obviously this one has the ridges on the back here, and these ones do not, but they do contain the exact same amount of scale detail, which looks really good, by the way. And the paint jobs for all of them are really nice. I really like this colorful version. I like this one, you know, with the hints of blue on the top. I like to use these as male and female, you know, it's just the brighter ones are the males, and then these ones are the females. And then this one is just I don't even know what you would use it for, just another generic Coelurus that just shows up at random areas. One thing I will point out is that this one does have painted toenails, which is very interesting considering the other ones do not. So yeah, very interesting there. But other than that, it's a very cool little comparison going on here with all of the previous Coelurus figures from Mattel. Alright everyone, so that's about to wrap it up for this review. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I really love this Coelurus figure. I think it is the best version of a Coelurus that Mattel has done. Though I probably would have liked the size of the previous one better. This one is probably just a little too big for my liking, in my opinion. Others can have different opinions as well, but that's just how I feel. But either way, this is a huge upgrade from their past releases, and it's definitely a much more better proportionate one with the longer tail and the added detail on the back and the feathers. The colors are very nice as well. But yeah, just a really nice generic theropod figure overall. So yeah, I'm very happy to have this figure. So I hope you enjoyed this review, and I'll see you guys again for the next one.